Welcome to the Mass Ave Green Up Community Meeting presentation. During this presentation, we will share information about the section of Mass Ave between Chauncey Street and what is commonly referred to as Little Mass Ave. This project we are calling the Mass Ave Green Up is part of the broader Mass Ave partial construction project, taking place along Mass Ave between Waterhouse and Linnean Street. This area of Mass Ave has been identified as an opportunity for depaving and green space enhancement. We invite you to join us for a discussion about this project on Wednesday, December 3rd from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. Members of the project team will be available to answer questions and listen to feedback at that time. Let's get oriented to the space we'll be talking about in this presentation. Here is an overview of the area with the project area for the presentation indicated by a star. At the bottom of the screen, you can see the triangle area that is planted with grass and trees between Mass Ave and Little Mass Ave. The space right above it, however, is all paved with very few plantings. From a street view level, you really get a sense of the amount of empty paved space that is currently there and unused. In addition to being a poor use of space, this area is also considered an urban heat island. It's surrounded by heat-absorbing materials like concrete and brick and a lack of vegetation. In cities, these areas are significantly warmer than areas with more plantings. So why do we want to depave this location, plant more trees and other plants? Two main reasons: stormwater management and shade. When rain hits paved areas, it runs off into the storm drains, carrying with it debris and pollutants. This water runs untreated into local waterways. When rain hits planted locations, it is drawn into the ground and filtered naturally. The city is experiencing more frequent and intense storms. Finding ways to better manage stormwater like depaving helps the city build its infrastructure resiliency. Now let's talk about the importance of shade. As we know, trees provide shade and shade lowers temperatures, which is essential in mitigating urban heat islands. I'll draw your attention to the lower right part of the image where the person is walking a dog. Here you can see that a tree can make it feel up to 10 degrees cooler. Additional trees will help the city build resiliency to warming temperatures. Identifying locations to depave and plant was a key goal that came out of the Healthy Forest, Healthy City report and the Mass Ave planning study. We have also heard some community feedback indicating this was underutilized space that could be better designed to help the city's needs. This space is small, but replacing pavement with plantings can have big impacts, even in small areas. Now let's talk about the improvements we are looking to make. This is what's here today from a bird's eye view. You'll notice a lot of concrete and very few plantings. And here we can see the planned planting. The dashed line circles represent the existing trees at this location, which will remain. The fainter circles with the plus sign indicate new trees that will be planted. In addition to the new trees in the triangular planted space, trees will be planted along the sidewalk. These are the 8 faint circles all in a row in the middle part of the image. These trees will provide shade to those walking on the sidewalk. The blue circles represent drainage basins that will capture rain after it falls and then filter it naturally before it enters the stormwater system. Let's take a look at some examples of the type of planting that will happen. As mentioned in the previous slides, there will be existing trees that will remain and new trees added. Perennials will be planted at the foot of the trees. These native species are specifically selected due to their ability to tolerate flood, drought, and urban conditions. The plant material will also be chosen to show off seasonal changes, such as color in the fall, blooms in the spring and summer, or even bark texture. A few examples shown here include the black tupelo, serviceberry, and Joe Pye trees, along with some native grasses and flowering plants. This cross-section diagram shows how the new filtration and drainage will work. As water moves through the planted areas, it is filtered naturally before entering the stormwater system. Since the stormwater system discharges directly into the Charles River, this green stormwater infrastructure will help improve water quality. Additional elements that will enhance the space include lighting and seating. Lighting will be typical street lighting. Seating will provide a space for a brief respite along the sidewalks for those passing by. Seating is also arranged to maximize views of the planted spaces and be less focused on the busyness of Mass Ave. Here are a few more examples of the other features that will be added to enhance the space. Low fence edging will protect plants and keep pedestrians and dogs on the pathways. Recycled composite slat benches on colorful metal bases will be secured to the sidewalk. Armrests and bench backs will also be provided. Keep in mind, these are just examples. What actually ends up being installed may be slightly different. When you put it all together, this is what it will look like. This is the view from Little Mass Ave looking north towards Chauncey Street. You see here that the existing garden, known as Jardin des Barquettes, will be removed and replaced with stormwater infrastructure. This particular garden has been maintained by a neighbor over the years. And here is another view from that same direction. Here is another view, but this time looking south towards Little Mass Ave. And finally, another view also facing the south. From these images, you can see that this space can be transformed into usable community space that reduces urban heat island and helps with infiltration. This piece of the broader Mass Ave partial construction project is scheduled for construction in 2026. The construction of the broader project is currently ongoing. Please sign up on the project website to receive updates. That's cambridgema.gov/Mass Ave partial construction. Stay tuned for more information on a pre-construction meeting for this project in 2026. At this meeting, you will get the opportunity to see how community feedback was incorporated. If you have any questions or concerns, please email massav4@cambridgema.gov or visit the project page cambridgema.gov/Mass Ave partial construction. Thanks for listening.